Hello YouTube, I am back from AnimeBoston 2016. As you can see, I am Yulin Leishan. I really like how I did my makeup. So, AnimeBoston is really big, so I'm probably going to break this down into 3 videos. Because we have a lot to talk about, because this con was bad. It was a bad con. I mean, like, after, like, KatsuCon, even though I didn't go to it, we all know what happened at KatsuCon. At KatsuCon. And now this convention is looking like 2016 is going to be a bad year for conventions, so... So today I have my friend right here. Hello. I've brought him to several cons. So, he was the Aridin from Camp Anime 2013. And here he is. So, I got a bit of conflict.
So yes, this is most definitely not my first rodeo, as you can tell. This is my 3rd AnimeBoston, and I have to say, the first thing I think we should touch upon is, what do you think, the security?
Well, we're gonna break this down. We're gonna talk day by day. So for this video, it's gonna be Thursday and Friday. Because Thursday, my mom was volunteering. She had to be at the Pru by 11. So a friend of mine told my mom to be on the road by 7, just because Boston traffic. So we have been at the Pru since 9:30 in Thursday morning. So we were there for quite a while. So
it was about 2:30 when our friend who purchased the room showed up.
Yeah, so we literally brought Yu-Gi-Oh cards and we just played in the Sheridan until we got
spent about, what, 5 hours just noodling about?
Yeah, because also, pre-reg badge pickup did not open until 4. So people were starting to line up, so around like 3 o'clock the line was impossible, so we hung out in the room, we went to the pool, it was good. It was good.
The line was starting at 11:30, actually.
Yes. Yes, it was.
I can't imagine people waiting 4.5 hours in a line for something, for anything, really.
So we noodled around until around like 6 o'clock, and then he and our roommates went to Fire and Ice for dinner, and I just walked right in and picked up my badge before they even left the Pru. And then I met up with my Gamzee, TJ, and I sat with him until he got into his room at the Hilton at 11 o'clock at night.
It's Wednesday, actually.
Yep.
We've been together since Wednesday, and I'll be heading back to my respective home tomorrow.
Yep.
My Thursday went about the same way, except whereas she did not go to the Fire and Ice, I in fact did. And for those of you who don't know, and if you're not around Boston, you probably don't, the Fire and Ice is a all-you-can-eat place. I believe it's an Asian all-you-can-eat place, where you pick up raw foods like pastas, veggies, meats, etc., etc. You put them in a bowl, you bring it up, and they cook in front of you. They got this large circular grill. They cook in front of you.
Nice.
My thought was, well, I'm just going to make one massive pass, and anything I can't finish, I will take back for leftovers, you know? Although a bit of a tangent, I did realize that I like Captain Morgan's rum. That's some good stuff. But I ate too much. I ate too much and was sick that night. I don't know, or maybe I just had a bad piece of meat. I don't know. I think I ate too much.
Yeah.
I had a pretty rough night, but at least I managed to sleep.
Yep. So then, sounds like Thursday was probably the best day of this weekend. Even considering he got sick. Oh boy, do we have stories to tell. Okay, so, hotel problems. There were hotel problems, because we were staying on location at the Sheridan. We had 8 people in our room. But the room listed only 2 people, so we got 2 room keys between 8 people. And the conditions of my mom staying in a room is she needs a bed and she needs a room key, because she likes to come and go from the room as she pleases. So we found out the hotel was charging $10 for each additional room key. I can understand their justification, because each convention they lose hundreds of room keys, so they were charging. Here's where the inconsistencies start. My mom paid $20 for 2 room keys for the 2 of us. I don't remember who, but someone in the hallway told me that they paid $10 for 5 cards. And they were telling me like, "Oh no, it's $10 for 5 cards." And we're like, "No, we paid $20 for 2 cards." So, and also they would not give us extra pillows or blankets. And someone else that we were talking with had a suite in the club floor, and they had a pull-out couch, and the pull-out couch did not have any sheets or pillows, and so the parents had to fight with staff to get sheets and pillows for the pull-out couch. It was ridiculous. And God, what else was wrong with the Sheridan? They got rid of the sauna, so I'm salty about that.
Oh, they really did?
Yeah.
What did
They replaced it with a maintenance room. Yeah. So I was gonna go sit in the sauna, but it was gone, so
I didn't even notice that.
yeah, I was salty about that. So that was Thursday. Should we talk about Friday?
No, let's talk about Monday, because obviously that's the next day of the week. Yeah, let's talk about Friday.
So I started Friday as the Ice Queen, of course. Oh, there were technical issues. My phone basically stopped working. So I was trying to text people, just tell them like, "Oh, I'm awake. I'm heading down to the con." I could not text. I could not text at all. It said like, "Cannot send error code 98." I could not call because like I would press call and I would not get a dial tone. You know, it wouldn't go through. And I had service. It would not go through. So I was basically alone, and I'm like, I can't contact anybody. And I found out later when I finally got into the Heinz that other people could not use their phones. So that was another thing. So what did you start Friday as?
Friday, I started as the Blue Spy from the game Team Fortress 2.
He's a good spy.
Now, I don't know why it has to be so hot in the Heinz. Getting in there, it was ridiculously hot. I don't know if
It's probably all the body.
It is just all the body heat coming off of everybody. The fact that I was wearing this massive suit didn't help me. Didn't help me very much.
Let's also not forget the lines.
Oh,
It was LineCon
Jesus.
2.0. 8 years later, LineCon 2.0. The lines were impossible. Impossible. I don't even remember what time I got into the Heinz. The lines were so long. I honestly just wandered the Prudential Center long enough until the lines died down enough that I could get through because it was... I couldn't get through. Security was ramped up. There were metal detectors, but part of the problem with the con, the metal detectors deactivated hotel room keys. So a lot of people were trying to find alternate entrances to avoid the metal detectors because their hotel room keys would be disabled. And if you have like anxiety about like authority, like police officers, this was not the con for you. There were police officers everywhere, and most of them were very grumpy. I did find a few police officers. If I was kind of standing around, a police officer was near me, I would just make small chat, like, "Oh, are you enjoying the costumes? Having fun? Do-do-do." Most of them were very cranky. And I have very bad anxiety about authority figures, especially in a big city where corruption is very easy. And it's like, I did not feel safe with those police officers. It was very aggressive. I understand because Boylston Street is where the Boston bombings happened, and I understand that's why we have ramped up security, but it was overkill. It's really overkill.
The other thing that was happening was... Now, naturally, if you've been to AnimeBoston, there's a bag line and a not bag line. Because of the metal detectors, there were 5 metal detectors. 4 for the bag line and 1 for the non-bag line. So the bag line was moving wicked fast, but the non-bag line wasn't moving at all. So if you're wondering why, it's because anybody who was with their friends in the bag line without any bags would basically be told by staffers to cut in front of everyone else in the non-bag line where they were. So everybody who was in the non-bag line normally wouldn't be able to move. Not only that, but if you were carrying weapons and you were getting weapon checked, there were staffers and security playing with the weapons, playing with other people's weapons, swinging them around and just toying with them. I can
Very
understand.
disrespectful.
I can understand it's very tempting to like swing around Kylo Ren's lightsaber, or if you're cosplaying Maka and you have the sight. I know it's really tempting to swing those around, but honestly, that's someone else's stuff.
Those can be fragile.
If you don't, if you break that, that's on you.
On a happier note, I started the day as Ice Queen, and TJ was my marshally, and we went to the photo suite, and we got really nice pictures, so I'm really looking forward to those. We were getting stopped so often because people would want our picture together, and that was very nice, because it was his idea to be my marshal. It was very nice. And...
Well, you are basically the New England Ice Queen.
I am. There weren't that many panels that intrigued me this year, so on Friday... The only panel I went to as Ice Queen was Latin Madoka, because I like Madoka Magica, so it's really cool. Yeah, I mostly just kind of derped around as Ice Queen. It was nice. And then at night we changed it to Carcat and Gamzee, and I had him on a leash so Gamzee wouldn't run away. And we got lots of pictures together, because that's one of my OTPs.
That's actually surprising.
OTP.
When I saw the leash, I actually thought you might have gotten in trouble for that. By security.
Thankfully, no. No, we just walked right through and it was great.
As for my day, I'm that boring kind of person that doesn't really find interest in very many panels. So I didn't go to very many panels. I spent my time wandering aimlessly in the dealer room, artist alley, where the video games were on the 3rd floor. I was also wandering around trying to find other Team Fortress 2 cosplayers. And I did find a couple, but I ended up spending most of my time with the Undertale fandom. I've cracking puns. I've been cracking puns and jokes with the Undertale fandom for so long that they actually were attempting to sneak me into their photo shoot as a blue spy disguised as Sans.
Oh, also, Friday night, our roommates and I was the last minute edition hosted erotic fan fiction reading. And it was so bad that that panel really needed a moderator, because every single time someone would get up to leave the panel, everyone would just stop and like call them out for leaving, and it's like, guys, come on. And like they got sidetracked so much that I literally did not read anything, because I was supposed to read the last fanfic and I never got to it because they got so sidetracked that we never got to the one that I was supposed to read. So I was literally just sitting there. It was awful. It was bad. But what was good was that night we went to effed up hentai, and we learned that I was one of the most effed up people in that room because I knew almost everything that they showed. And they brought up the title for bondage games, which is really messed up if you know it. And so the host asked, like, does anyone know this? And my hand shot up so fast that the host called me out on it. And they're like, her hand shot up so fast. And I was like...
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to the erotic fan fictions because at that moment I was so dehydrated from being in such a suit that I basically went back up to the hotel room and crashed.
Yeah, so...
It's unfortunate, but that kind of a thing. That things happen, I guess.
And that was only the beginning. So this was just Thursday and Friday. Is there anything else we should add to Thursday and Friday, or should we end this video and move on to Saturday? Because, oh boy, Saturday.
Oh boy, Saturday. But if it's at all possible, I'd like to make a special shout out to a certain femme sans that was hanging around me when I was my blue spy. If you do ever watch this, I just want to say I'm sorry that we got separated trying to find the Undertale photo shoot. I didn't want to wait 2.5 hours in a line.
This is why if you find someone at a con that you really connect with, you get their number before you separate, because that...
Well, she was holding onto my arm while we were going there, and then we just kind of got separated by this huge wave of people because it seemed there was a line to even get back into the hotel.
Because 2 years ago, I got TJ's number before we parted ways because I knew I am not going to happen upon this guy again. And 2 years later, still together. So I think that will end our Thursday and Friday, and then we will move on to Saturday. All right?
See y'all in part 2.